Good morning. Good morning, good morning. You guys see our little stream out there? Right underneath the roof of that weird building, not building, whatever the hell that is. It's got white water in it. More rain. Dude. It hasn't stopped raining. Hi, Cynthia. Heated blankie day. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Hi, Linda. Hi, everyone. Super wet. So wet that our Thanksgiving got canceled, which was supposed to be tomorrow. We've had to move it to next week because this isn't supposed to stop. We're under a flood warning and... okay, hi. Glad you popped in. Do you like that radiant light around my head? That's my halo, y'all. Hugs and kisses to you. So today's our Course in Miracles day. I did. And also we added a few days ago the Law of Divine Compensation. We finished the preface last time, and thank you. And, oh, thanks, Roseanne. Do you know yesterday's replay had like 11 or 12 replay viewers? That's like ridiculous. That's unheard of. I also pulled a card for us, so we'll probably go for at least an hour today. So I pulled a card for us before I got on. It's a good one. So thanks for the shares and the hearts. Thanks, Roseanne. Hi, Catherine. So, yeah, I used a darker eyeshadow today. I usually have eyeshadow on, but I noticed you can't see it. So I used a darker one. Good morning. So, Law of Divine Compensation book we added to our Course in Miracles. Okay. So I won't have a family scope for you tomorrow because the girls aren't coming. It's raining too much, and the Twinkies have a well baby checkup tomorrow that couldn't be moved. Okay. Pop in and out as you need to. So today we'll start here. I also ordered a hard copy of the Law of Divine Compensation because it's hard for me to track it on the Nook. I know, I'm disappointed. Yes, I'll be scoping tomorrow, but I was going to scope my daughters and granddaughters, but they can't get up here tomorrow. If you're new, my name's Michelle Wolf. You can find me at caddyshackdesigns.com. I can't wait to get it. I'm excited. Across the top are tabs of what I do. What I'm mostly doing these days is Desire Map workshops and Desire Map based coaching. There is a Desire Map workshop for women in January, and I did put together one just for men that starts very late December because I wanted to get it in with the 2015 pricing structure. So you need about 3 men minimum to get that group off the ground. So if you... Good morning, Rhonda. If you know of any men who would benefit from that kind of work. I used to work with men and boys exclusively, so just some of the language will be tailored and some of the issues will be changed a bit. But really, people are people. Issues are issues. We all have the same insecurities and blocks, male or female. They're just housed a little bit differently. So let's do our Course in Miracles thing. Let's do our thing. I agree. We don't teach our men. So we live in a vibrational universe that responds to our emotions, but we don't let men have emotions. We narrow them down to 2, happy or angry. Just flipping for something to read because I forgot to look up I forgot to look up a thing ahead of time. So let's just flip through here and see what stands out. Okay, we're going to read from the Manual for Teachers, section 10. It's called Open-Mindedness, verse 1. The centrality of open-mindedness, perhaps the last of the attributes the teacher of God acquires, is easily understood when its relationship to forgiveness is recognized. Open-mindedness comes with lack of judgment. That's probably a given. You can't really be open-minded if you're busy being a judgy McJudge. As judgment shuts the mind against God's teacher, so open-mindedness invites him to come in. As condemnation judges the Son of God as evil, so each other, so open-mindedness permits him to be judged by the voice of God, the voice for God on his behalf. As the projection of guilt upon him would send him to hell, so open-minded lets Christ's image be extended to him. Only the open-minded can be at peace, for they alone see the reason for it. How do the open-minded forgive? They have let go of all things that would prevent forgiveness. They have in truth abandoned the world and let it be restored to them in newness and in joy, so glorious they could never have conceived of such a change. Okay, there it is. At first I was like, blah, blah, yeah, okay. This is the good section. This is the one that's like, oh yeah, that's cool. How do the open-minded forgive? They have let go all things that would prevent forgiveness. So they've let go of judgment. They've let go of needing to be right. They've let go of defending and let go of offending. They have in truth abandoned the world. They've let go of everything worldly. So that saying, be in the world but not of it, so true. Wear the world like a loose garment. So true. When you abandon what's out there, what's inside you can come forth with so much more. I just got dripped on. So much more depth and strength and volume. The open-minded have let the world be restored to them in newness and in joy so glorious they could never have conceived of such a change. Nothing is now as it was formerly. I think we can all say that even now, that our lives are not what they were even a year ago. And I mean that they're better. Nothing but sparkles now which seemed so dull and lifeless before. And above all things are welcoming because the threat is gone. That is a really interesting statement. The threat comes from our minds. The threat we perceive from other people, from situations. There's no more threat. When you let all that go, you recognize that the fear is garbage and you don't have to live in a fearful state. So then you're able then to welcome everything. You're able then to welcome everyone. Because the reason we don't welcome everything and we don't welcome everyone is because we perceive them as a threat. A threat to our well-being, a threat to our security, a threat to our safety. Hey, Jenna. But when you recognize there is no threat because only love is real, then you don't have to defend against anyone. You don't have to defend against a concept. If someone questions your beliefs, you don't feel a need to go on the defense about it. You just say, yeah, that's right. I believe in fairies. Next. Next question. Yep. I believe there's energy in our earth that feels different in different parts of the geography. Sure do. What else you got? Yes, I'm a bitch sometimes. Yes, I'm selfish sometimes. Yes, I'm crazy sometimes. You're fine. So, and your point is, I'm lazy. Sometimes can be very lazy. Take that, bitch. I don't think we're lazy. I think that we are just putting things in a different priority. Like, sometimes I look at my house and go, ooh, a lazy person lives here. But really, I'm spending my time on different things. Yeah. Why do you need to light a fire under your butt? Is your butt cold? You don't have to defend against the world. You don't have to defend against ideas. Other people's religions don't bother you. Yeah, we're doing other work. We're busy making shit. We're busy writing or crocheting or making mollusks. That's a tweetable, Marie Forleo. Or, who else says that? Oprah. Oh, sick of your job and your boss. You clean too much? Wow. So Jana, we just choose to do other things. Who else cleans too much? Not it. I have a house you can clean. Me too. Okay. No clouds remain to hide the face of Christ. No clouds remain to hide the face of love. You are not shadowed. You're not shadowy in shadow anymore. I love this section. Forgiveness is the final goal of the curriculum. That's okay if cleaning makes you happy. Whatever feels good, somebody's got to clean. We can't all be clutter pigs. Forgiveness is the single aim at which all learning ultimately converges. It is indeed enough. Cinderella, Cinderella, something, something, Cinderella, that Disney movie. If I get that started, I'll hear it all day. Something, something, something. Can't remember the words. Okay, I'm going to read that chapter again, or that verse again. If you have this book, earworm for sure. It's the Manual for Teachers, section 10, called Open-Mindedness. How do the open-minded forgive? I do too. I love that movie too. I love Disney movies and Pixar films and all of it. How do the open-minded forgive? They have let go all things that would prevent it. They have in truth abandoned the world and let it be given back to them in newness and in joy. So glorious, they could never have conceived of it. Nothing is now as it used to be. Everything that was dull and lifeless before is sparkly and new. Oh, so yummy. Above all things are welcomed, for any perception of threat is gone. No clouds remain to hide the face of love. Yeah. Now the goal is achieved. Forgiveness is the goal. It paves the way for what goes far beyond all learning. Forgiveness is its single aim at which all learning ultimately, converges. It's the metal roof. There's a lot of rain falling right now, but the metal roof amplifies the sound. Oh, that's so cute. I love the shorts that come before some of the films. Okay. Forgive. Abandon the world. Forgive yourself. Forgive everybody else. Forgive your mind for stepping away from love. And watch the world around you look completely different. If we lose signal, I'll try to come back later. I can't drive to the road in what's happening right now. And sometimes our signal goes out. I love my halo. My halo. Okay, so chapter 1, Law of Divine Compensation. Marianne Williamson. If you want to get the book, I'd recommend it. But you don't have to, because we're going to read it. So we're going to start with chapter 1, the Law of Divine Compensation. Some people walk into a room and the word winner is written all over them. You don't necessarily know what their secret is. Hey, Susan. But you wish you had it. Was it their childhood? Did they have family connections? Do they have some amazing talent? As many successful people as there are in the world, there are that many reasons for success. The reasons don't matter. If you get caught up in the reasons, that's when you get caught up in trying to duplicate what someone else is doing. Hi, Sarah. You just missed our big talk about forgiveness. Should catch the replay. One kind of material abundance derives from an almost otherworldly charisma, a sense of magic. They may or may not have had the past experiences one normally associates with material success. Their success seems almost to have come from something else, but always welcome to the party. Hi, Susan. This book is about that something else. Okay, you know it. You've seen people like that where everything they touch turns to gold. Doors just open for them. Things just are easy, or seemingly easy. Now, sometimes we misinterpret that. Sometimes we catch somebody who's great in one area, but other parts of their life totally blow. So, be careful in that. But when you see someone glowing like that, you can use that in two ways. You can get envious of it and let it shut you down, or you can get envious of it and let it inspire you to say, where's that coming from? Where do they get that glow, and how can I get it for myself? Because if you see it in someone else, you have it in you. If you notice it and you see it and you want it, it's right there in you for the taking. So this book is about that. This something else and the power it gives us. It's about that spiritual zone that has nothing to do with where we've been, our education, none of our material, worldly success things. It's the ultimate success and perfection of God, the love potential in all of us, whether it's manifest yet or not. So the love potential is in us whether we're letting it out or not. Yeah. Anyone they admire is them too. And conversely the other way, but each of us is pregnant with the manifestation of that perfect love, that perfect expression of the divine beloved, which is unique. Like, the connection is all the same, but the outward manifestation of it is unique to each of us. So, 10 people make malas, they're all different. 10 people write poetry, they're all different. Even if the themes are the same, most poetry themes are the same, most story themes are the same because they're human themes. But my expression of divine beloved in the world is going to be different than yours. But the source of that and that radiance glow is the same. So by aligning yourself with thoughts of infinite love for yourself and others, you gain dominion over the lower thought forms of the world. This way is not a substitute for any worldly path to success, but it's an inner way that informs your path. So we've talked about that a lot. Connect to love first, then you know where to go. Jana, connect to love first, then you'll know how to light that fire under your butt. You'll know what next action step to take with your VA business. When you're confused and you're in negative emotion, connect to love first before you make any decisions or take any actions, because that love will tell you what to do next. It will just come to you. You'll just do it. The ways of spirit are not the ways of sacrifice, but rather a way of opening yourself fully to the infinite glories of the universe. Spirit doesn't ask you to sacrifice the things you love. You have to be willing to sacrifice them. You have to have an open hand. But it doesn't actually happen. If you're truly holding things loosely, they actually don't go away. And if they appear to go away, they come back in a different, usually better form anyway. So this is a good sentence. The glories are there. They merely await your acceptance. The glory is there. So the Course in Miracles passage we just read said the same thing. The seemingly dull and lifeless world becomes so glorious, so sparkly when you have wiped away all the clouds through forgiveness. Yes, I don't usually hear an answer either. I usually just feel an impulse, or I find myself taking an action without ever consciously thinking about it, like just doing it, just picking up the phone, just making an appointment, just reading a certain book. I don't really think about it too much, because sometimes I hear stuff, but not always. So here's an explanation of what they are, how they operate, and how you can tap into them. That's ways of spirit, how to do it. The universe is set up to work on your behalf. Do you believe that? The world's not a giant, uncaring, random expression of chaos. It's a living, breathing reflection of love. The universe itself, in and of itself, is miraculous. You don't have to believe that at all. And it might not feel that way to you at all. You don't have to believe any of this. You don't have to believe in the law of gravity. When you step off the deck and fall to the ground, I believe I can fly. You've always wanted a big download from Spirit? Ask. Say, I'm open. I am open to a download. I'm open to this thing called download, whatever that means. I mean, whatever that means for you. You keep saying that? Yeah, new earworm. I'm all about the earworm today. Let me think if I can think of some other annoying song to sing. Just ask. Ask. Me too. Yeah, I don't like it. You will get downloads by making the space for them. And asking for them. Asking and then letting go. So asking will block it, but asking and letting go and making space and time on a regular basis it will show up. It will. Spiritual laws aren't called the good news for nothing. Letting go is the key for sure. Spiritual truth is always at work. Always at work. Despite whatever you're looking out there and seeing. Our interaction is governed by our thoughts. When we know this truth and we consciously, yes, sometimes a download feels like, I got it. I get it. A eureka, an aha. Oh, now it all makes sense. When we choose different thoughts, even in spite of feeling contrary to those thoughts, we transform our mortal circumstances. We transform our mortal circumstances by bringing our thoughts about them into alignment with the world that lies beyond our thoughts. That sounded confusing. No matter what's happening in our lives, we choose how we wish to think about it. You better be careful what you ask for too. Yeah, it's not always new random info. It's remembering. I absolutely believe that. because it's remembering because we're all connected at all times. I truly believe in the collective unconscious that Carl Jung speaks of. I think that's why you get 10 movies with the same storyline all at once. All of a sudden, everybody gets the same idea to write the same book. And it's kind of like whoever gets to the publisher fastest and whoever has the best marketing team tends to be who makes it on the bestseller list. But Darwin's huge theory was also being written about at the same time by other people. Just Darwin got to the publisher first. You are remembering. You already know. I don't believe that we're born without an instruction book. We just forget where we left our instructions. We have to remember. I think a lot of us seek that download that is perfectly clear, but sometimes it takes decades, yeah. Yes, says the 49-year-old. Oh. Okay. The greatest gift we give ourselves is our willingness to change our minds. That's that question that I harp all the time about asking. How can I see this differently? Expresses the willingness to change. If we're dead set on something and we've dug our heels in, we're not going to get the miracle that we seek. We're not going to see anything differently because we can't. Despite what might seem to be the saddest and most intractable situation, we have the power to believe that something else is possible, that things can change, that a miracle can happen. And we might not be able to conceptualize how it's going to change, and in fact, we shouldn't even try. We shouldn't try to think, I need a miracle here, and it can come in the form of a big fat check, or a new job, or more this, or more that, or less this or that. Just being willing to say, I see this in front of me, and I don't know what to do about it, and I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm willing to see it differently. I'm willing to feel it differently. That alone, usually within minutes, will start you shifting. And often within hours or days. What's the gift here? What wants to happen here? My finances are falling apart. What's trying to be born here? Because this looks like a bloody mess. What am I trying to give birth to here? What's trying to come through me? You missed something. Your connection got lost. It was probably the most important thing of the day. Isn't that how it happens? You lose your connection right at the time there's something that you need to hear is being said. Fortunately, now with fast forward, you can go to the replay and just skip to the part where you got lost. We can do that with our life too, you know. We can fast forward. We can skip straight to the part where we got lost and get right back on track. We don't have to overthink it. We don't have to think, why did I get lost? Why did I get lost again? And then go down that road. How many fucking times do I have to do this cycle? How many times do I have to deal with this? It's raining a lot. We could just go back to where we got lost and step right back on track. A simple shift in how we think. How we think releases an infinite number of possibilities that could not have occurred had we not believed that something was possible. That's all you have to have. Just the littlest, teeniest bit of belief that something is possible. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it looks like. You have no idea. Okay, you have no idea how it's going to show up. Your color's peridot today, Sarah. You're all about the peridot. Okay, so free will means you can think whatever you want to think. You can't, however, make untrue what is true, or true what is untrue. You can't turn truth into a lie. The universal laws are the universal laws, and you can fight against them, but you will never change them. That is, the universe does care about you personally in your personal life. The universe is set up to work on your behalf. The universe is capable of bringing miraculous transformation to anything at any point. Oh my gosh, yeah, letting go of controlling the outer is a lifetime process. Regardless of what has happened in your life, the universe is able and prepared to bring you comfort and repair. Is somebody on here who knows the locust verse in the Bible? What is it? The Lord or somebody will restore what the locusts have eaten. It's so terrible. Something about locusts eating all your stuff and then getting it back plus more. How's that? That can happen. It really can. It really can happen. It really is a possibility. It really is a potential. You just have to open and fall asleep and wake back up and fall asleep and wake back up. Some bugs eat your stuff. Oh, you don't have to. You'll get your stuff back and a little extra. Maybe a lot extra. You never know. Thank you. The years that the locusts have eaten away will be restored. Joel 2, verse 25. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine knows scripture inside and out. If you need a scripture, that's your go-to gal. Okay, you are loved and your purpose is to love. That's it. You're scrambling around looking, what is my purpose? What is my purpose in life? I don't know my purpose. I don't know what to do. Or Google. I don't know what my purpose is. Your purpose is to love. There you go. That's your fortune cookie philosophy for the day. Ah, that's amazing. That's all. That's it. If you're focused on love, everything else that you're supposed to do, you know what's in there, just not always where. Yeah, I remember bits and pieces, but usually not context. Thank you, Cynthia. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day blessing all those children you come into contact with. I'm glad they have you. You are loved, and I'll say this, you are loved, and your purpose is to love, to bleed, from The Princess Bride. That's all you need to know about your purpose. Because from that stems everything else. If you are focused in love, yes, you're God in action. If you are focused in love, you're not going to go get a degree in law when what you really want to do is write children's books. If you're focused in love, you're not going to let other people steer you down the wrong road for you. It all comes from that love. All of it. Oh, you did? I started as an art major. I probably should have stuck with that. I wandered off into psych and then into social work. It's all good. It's all good. Good stuff came from it. You are loved and your purpose is to love. Your purpose is to express love. Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Mastery of Love, which I love, talks about that our sole purpose is to let all the love that we have in us flow outward into the world. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I'm just joking around. I don't have any regrets about that. This goes back to what we read this morning too. Don't you love that? How you can flip open to a book and find the right passage that then clicks into place with everything else. All of life can be like that. The difference is when we're flipping open a book, we're totally open. We approach that book with a totally open mind. We're like, I don't know what to talk about today. You tell me what to talk about today. Flip, flip, flip. What if we lived our whole life that way? I don't know what to do today. You guide me what to do today that's going to serve me and others best. And then just wait. Wait for the impulse to arise and then act on it. You won't feel that impulse if you're stuck in hate. Yeah. Yeah. It's the best. But we forget that. We have the power to think in ways that reflect and attract all the love in the world. Such thinking is called enlightenment. Enlightenment is not a process we work toward, but a choice available to us in any instant. Didn't we just talk about this yesterday? Was it yesterday or the day before? We just talked about, I think it was yesterday, the Byron Katie stuff and the Tao Te Ching. Being awake is enlightenment. Enlightenment's not a process that you work toward. It's not an end goal. It's not something you're pursuing. It is available to you in this holy instant, and that is the holy instant when you suddenly wake up. Enlightenment is the answer to every problem. In any situation where you seem to be the victim, remember that God dwells within your mind, and there are no forces over which He has no control. There's nothing that love can't ameliorate. There's nothing that love can't adjust. There's nothing that love can't, I was going to say overcome, but I don't know if that's the right word. Let's say transform. There's nothing happening that love can't transform. There are no mortal conditions over which you are powerless. Viktor Frankl's the best example of that I can think of off the top of my head, as far as writings go. If you can be in a concentration camp and still expressing love and still sharing your last little scrap of food with the guy next to you, that's living it. Whenever your good is obscured by the appearance of a non-loving world, the universe is programmed to lift you out of that condition and return you to an abundant state. So that's that relaxation and just allowing your cork to pop right back up to the surface. Just by opening your hand, just by dropping the bone that you're chewing on, just letting it go. To whatever extent your mind is aligned with love, you will receive divine compensation for any lack in your material existence. This is not just a theory, it's a fact. It's a law. It is the law of divine compensation. I think I want to say congratulations to Catherine, who's done so much work on this stuff, and I see it being reflected in her life, with her business increasing and her bullshit tolerance coming down. That girl ain't taking no shit no more. Congratulations. All that work is paying off. Yay, Catherine! I don't know if she's on here. To whatever extent your mind is aligned with love, you will receive. You will receive. It's not easy. Back is better today, too. Yeah, so lots of back problems yesterday based on some things going on in her outer world. And the oils weren't helping because it wasn't related to that. It was root chakra stuff. And so today, problem is resolved as best it can be and less back pain. Your body reflects your head to Just as there are objective, discernible laws, foundation shifting, sad, sad day. Yeah. That's what I was writing about this morning on Facebook. When our foundation shifts, it's not, you're not like, you know it's going to happen because of the work you're doing, and you know it's coming, and you know what it looks like because you've experienced it before, and it's okay to just sit with that sadness as you watch it crumbling away. Like a sandcastle, the waves come in and they just smash it all out. Oh, it made you cry in a good way? My job is done. If I can write a poem and have somebody emotionally react to it, check and done, score. There's sadness that comes with that when your foundation shifts and the things that you thought to be true are not true anymore, or you wake up and you're like, oh shit, all this stuff I thought was important is not important. All this stuff that I've been pursuing, I don't want to pursue it anymore. When you wake up, there can be some sadness there, even as you're welcoming the new. There can be maybe nostalgia or melancholy for what's lost. And that's okay. Just allow that to be. You don't need to fight against it. You don't need to analyze it. That kind of sadness you don't need to go into therapy about. It's just a normal part of the process. I think sometimes when you give birth, there's sadness that you're not pregnant anymore. When your kid grows into a toddler, there's sadness that there's no baby anymore. So that's okay. Yeah, in the in-between, there's some sadness, and that's perfectly appropriate. A good therapist that I know, some seeking fell away from me. Yeah, good. It's okay to grieve anything that's there to be grieved. When you're doing EMDR, especially with people who are in a grief process, it's not always appropriate to go to 0. So you're working on a 0 to 10 scale, like how high is your grief? How much of it do you want to let go of? It's not always appropriate to go down to 0, although that sounds counterintuitive. Sometimes you just need to grieve, and you might want to take it down to a 2 or 3 so you can make it through your day. But sometimes you want to honor that process and not just wipe it all away, even if you can. And sometimes with EMDR, you can wipe a lot away, but acknowledging that you want to keep it for a while. You want to honor the process and let the healthy part of grief remain for as long as it needs to remain. Which might be a day, might be a year. Who knows? But the allowing and the honoring of it. So you're not pushing it away. You're saying, I'm sad about all this stuff, and that's okay. And it will dissipate when it's ready to dissipate. Now I'm going to get weepy because we're talking about so much sadness. Let's drink. Okay. Simple shift in how we think. Opens all the doors that seem to be closed. Such is the power of our thoughts to attract miracles. Now, I'm paraphrasing, so you might want to get the book because I'm not reading it word for word, because that would we'd be here all day. Let's see. You are loved, and your purpose is to love. Just that simple. You can stop searching for your purpose now. You can stop taking programs designed to help you discover your purpose. If you want to. You can take them if you want to, if it's fun for you. But your purpose is to love. What a relief. What's your purpose in life? To love. What do you want to be when you grow up? Love. The perfect conduit for love. How about that? That's what I want to be when I grow up. A perfect conduit for love. Once we know this law, that there is a natural tendency of the universe to improve all things, makes it pretty simple. And then you'll know if you're supposed to be a doctor or a lawyer or a janitor or a fry cook. Easy peasy. Once we know this, then we lean naturally into the arms of Source and allow that Source to lift us up. We don't have to do it all by ourselves. You don't have to do this process alone. You're actually not meant to do it alone. Yes, do your soul work first, then your life work will naturally fall into place. We surrender and He uplifts us. We surrender and love naturally floats us back to the top. Just by laying down your sword of attack thoughts and attack energy and wrestling and arguing. Lay your sword down on the ground and love will naturally float you where you need to be. Easier said than done. You don't have to do this by yourself. Just willingness to accept help. I do. It's caddyshackdesigns@gmail.com. Where's my Wii card? Caddyshack Design spelled like this @gmail.com. Don't try to do it all by yourself. I'm talking to myself. Stop trying to do it all by yourself, Michelle. Jesus. We surrender our thoughts, then love uplifts our thoughts, then our experiences change. We activate love with every loving thought. We deactivate it when we give more credence to the reality we see out there than to the reality and power of love. How ironic. I'm going to give the bank balance more weight than the power of love inside me. I'm going to give the bank balance power to destroy me for the day rather than acknowledge that the power of love can overcome the bank balance. That sucks. I like how she put that. And I don't like how she put that. But it's true. It's a really good thought. Don't give the stuff out there more credibility than what's inside you, where all your power is, right? All our power is in that connection to love, in that awareness. I need to stop using the word connections, in that awareness of love, because we're not disconnected from it ever, ever, ever. And when I say connection, the implication is that we can be then the opposite, disconnected, and we cannot be disconnected. If circumstances tempt us to think crappy thoughts about ourselves, we can choose love instead of fear. When we catch ourselves thinking those crappy thoughts, we can say, I don't do this anymore. I used to do that. I used to allow this crappy thought cycle, but I don't do that anymore. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to feel my way back to love. I'm going to feel my way back to the goddess. I'm going to feel my way back to God. It's not our circumstances, but the thoughts about them. And I'm going to stop there. I said I was going to stop there, and then I saw something else. Our capacity to think differently and see things differently is the miracle worker's edge. We're all miracle workers, all of us. Okay, I'm going to stop there. That is page 12. Do the Nook pages correspond with the actual book pages? We're around page 12 if they do. So now, as our, my neck, I'm sitting too still. Let's wrap up our day with our card. Yeah, I don't think they do. We're in chapter 1, if that's helpful. We stopped, I think, in about the middle of chapter 1. And we'll continue to do this every other day. So I pulled a card for us this morning with the thought in my mind of I wanted to pull a card for the group, whoever would show up today, whoever would be watching the replay and might need to hear this. You will not be surprised that it fits everything we talked about today. That won't surprise any of you. So this is the, yay, Kuan Yin! Daughter, how do we get it where it doesn't have that reflection? How about that? Daughter of the Phoenix, number 6 in the Kuan Yin deck. How about that? Amazon has them for $16. This is a deck that I love. And I don't ever, with this deck, I get serious before I sit down. Like I use this deck when I truly, I'm not drawing a card just for fun. I truly want to connect and get the information that I might not be hearing otherwise. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's powerful. It's potent, maybe. I don't really like that word too much, but it is pretty intense. Let's say intense. Number 6, a deep download. Significant. It is a very significant day. And a very significant card. Okay. Daughter of the Phoenix. And now there is so little light, I'm not sure I can see. It is the Kuan Yin. I've got it right here. The Kuan Yin Oracle deck. $16 on Amazon. La la. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to use my nook to get some light on the page. Okay. When the soul is ready to spread its wings, it goes through a deep cleansing, purification, and preparation for new levels of spiritual wisdom, power, and light. Just like the phoenix that is baptized through celestial fire to be born anew, you are going through such a phase of heavenly purification, preparation, and initiation. This is an advanced phase of soul growth, and soon after you will enjoy greater spiritual peace, divine power, and advancement on your divine life path. Kuan Yin, daughter of the Phoenix, has been through fire, both physical and heavenly, and has ascended into a position of great spiritual peace, power, and authority. She guides you now to reclaim your rebirth and ascend. I have a phoenix tattoo on this arm, and I love it. And it's there to constantly remind me that no matter how bad things look, rebirth is always possible and inevitable. Well, even if you die, there's still rebirth. You're still being born into another phase. So there is no true end. Excuse me. In the same way that if we were moving house, we would need to sort through our possessions, and sometimes it is an opportunity to let go of that which we do not wish to take with us into our new life as we prepare. It's number 6. Oh, no, we're just now reading it. It's this card. Number 6, Daughter of the Phoenix. We're just now reading it, Rhonda. There are old habits, stuck emotions, and stagnant energy that do not belong in our new life cycle. So that can be that sadness of letting go. Oh, that's a bummer. Letting things go, watching. When you're conscious and awake, you're aware of things as they leave. But some people don't know that they've changed until after they're through the change. But the more awake you are, the more aware you are of the change process as it's happening, which can be a really powerful place to be. It can also sometimes be scary, but it's more powerful than scary. The path of purification and initiation by celestial fire is preparation for spiritual enlightenment, greater happiness, well-being, prosperity, all that good stuff. It can be a challenging time too, as that which would stand in the way must be eliminated, okay? Funky ass situations showing up in your life are the things that are needing to be let go of. If it's bothering you and it's in your face, it's something that you are letting go of. It's something that is ready to be eliminated because it's standing in the way. Often these things are deep fears, doubts, questions about our own worth and ability. It can feel confronting to meet these parts of ourselves consciously, yet we cannot let go if we don't even realize what we are still holding on to. It has to get big and loud sometimes for you to see what you're still hanging on to. Sometimes situations feel like a punch in the face, but it's a good punch in the face. It's a productive punch. It certainly gets your attention, and if you can take that half step back and go, what's this really about? I see what's happening on the surface, but what's this really about for me? And then listen and feel your way to the answer. That's good stuff. Yeah, the old 2x4, a wake-up slap, a bitch slap, a flying bitch slap from the universe. This initiation will help you release any old baggage or pain that will not resonate with where you're going or where you've already gone. It can feel challenging, but there's nothing wrong. There is actually something very right behind these 2x4s that are smacking you over the head. You're not wrong. You're not broken. You're welcoming what's in the way, and what that looks like can be arguments or bank account balances dropping or flat tires or losing a job. What it looks like is different for everybody, because what you're hanging on to is different than what I'm hanging on to, and the forms that are familiar to you are going to be different than mine. The themes are generally the same, but the masks that they wear are different. So do not fear the challenges. You would not be taking these spiritual exams, punches in the face, 2x4s over the head, if you were not ready to live at this higher spiral of consciousness. Have some faith in your own progress, and remember not to get attached to what is leaving your consciousness, that cosmic faceplant. Don't get attached to what's leaving. Let it go. Tosha Silver says, let what wants to come, come. Let what wants to go, go. Divine Beloved, change me into someone who allows what wants to come, come. What wants to go, go. With blessings. Amen. Letting go of old energies with trust, even if you do not consciously understand what is happening, is the quickest way to be able to ascend easily and gracefully. Don't worry about figuring out what's happening. Just observe it and let it go. Feel your feels. Think your thinks. Let it all wash away, and don't get caught up in picking it apart and chewing on it like a bone and, well, where did this come from, and, picking it apart. Just let it go. So easy for me to say. A lot of us do. To pass this initiation and benefit from it, we must be prepared to surrender that which needs to be burned away. Kuan Yin, daughter of the Phoenix, guides you to have faith and fearless trust that it is safe to let heavenly fire have its way so that you may rise up anew into your spiritual destiny. Let love have its way with you. Let spirit have its way with you. Open your arms and hold your arms out and say, I'm ready. I'm ready and I can handle it. I'm ready and I am well equipped to open my hands. Allow it to be easy. Yes, it does not have to be hard. It might be painful, but the pain of this kind of work is brief. It can be intense, but it's brief. And the more open your hand is, the more brief it can be. Hi, buddy. You're putting your spiritual beliefs and talents to the test. Oh, here we go. Hi, buddy. No matter what is presented now, it's an opportunity for you to apply your spiritual values and live your life accordingly. It's the where the rubber meets the road thing. It's where you got to walk your talk. You're making it hard for me to read here. I'm almost done anyway. My voice will not last long. So there's a meditation and an affirmation which says, or a prayer, I now release with trust and peace any energy closed. Oh, sorry. Let me start over. I now release with trust and peace. You could just stop right there. I now release with trust and peace any energy, cord, or attachment that no longer serves my soul ascension into the next level of divine light and embodiment. I call upon beloved daughter of the Phoenix and heavenly fire to bless and assist me now. So that's kind of wordy, and we can get lost in the wordiness sometimes. For myself, I would stop with, I now release with trust and peace. Whatever. I now release with trust and peace. And maybe I might add something like, and welcome what wants to happen here. I now release with trust and peace, and I welcome what wants to happen here now. That's what I would say. That's what I say. I love that, Matt Belisai. Allow her light to soothe you and lift you out of the fire into peace with her. Imagine shedding old energies and emerging new and refreshed, with her light cocooning you, protecting and supporting you as you grow. All is well, beloved. All is well. May I learn to release old pain without getting caught up in stories or history. That's the analysis. May I release old pain without getting caught up in stories or history. May I have compassion for my own suffering as I release it with peace and love. May I live according to my truth, applying my own spiritual wisdom in all parts of my life with courage and faith. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, that's what I'm going to say for myself today. I'm going to write that down in my journal when I get off here, if I can get around the cat enough. I now release with trust and peace, and I welcome what wants to be, and I welcome what wants to happen next. I'll play with the words. I really like that. I now release with trust and peace. Let it be peaceful. If you need to be sad, be sad. I've been using this expensive ass oil a lot. Rose oil. It is really pricey. But you can imagine rose oil. You can ask for the essence of roses. It's very healing to the heart. Very transformative. The energy of it's just incredible. But if it's out of your budget, don't feel like you can't access the essence of rose. It's there for you. I really feel like it's the smell of love. Yeah, rose glycerin. Super cool. A lot of times if you just strongly imagine something, your mind will provide the smell for you. It's very interesting. So it's like a scent memory. You actually can smell it, even though it's not right in front of you. That's the power of our brains. So there you go. Course in Miracles, Law of Divine Compensation, and the Kuan Yin card. Kuan Yin Oracle card. Here you go, buddy. I've got the heated blanket, so he's extra happy. Yeah, bub. Thank you. Say hello. Say hello, handsome. You know, I might have to watch the replay myself. I talked a lot. Sometimes when I'm talking, I don't remember what I'm talking about. So, but it's weird to watch my own replays. I might just listen. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to sit here in this rain and try to journal around the cat. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the hearts. If we're not connected on Facebook, feel free to find me. I'm at facebook.com/L Michelle with 2 L's and Wolf with 2 F's. L Michelle Wolf. Have a great day, and so much love to you all. Let it be easy. Let's take that from today. Let it be easy. Let's let it be easy. See you later. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. No, you're awesome. This is a good one today, yeah. It's a good one today. Kind of long. You could try randomly holding down the fast forward button and then let go and see what section pops up. That could be interesting. That could be an interest. It's kind of like a book flip, only with a Periscope replay. Start the replay, press and hold fast forward, or just slide your finger, and then let go and see what happens. See what section you pop into. Yeah, that might be fun. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a great, great, great day.